Hi everybody, hola, bienvenidos a mi canal. Welcome back to my channel to anybody who is returning. Today I was actually inspired. I will leave her Instagram down below in the actual photo that I was inspired by. I think it's Viirdii, I believe is what her @ is on Instagram, but I was very much inspired by a photo she went ahead and posted. It was actually using the Jaclyn Volume 2 palette. I do not have that one, so I just kind of use what I have in my collection. And so again, it was just an inspiration photo. I was inspired by it to use the pinks and kind of like the holographic look. So this is what I came up with. I definitely got out of my shell in the things that I use. I pretty much use the same bronzers, the same blushes, the same highlighters and everything like that. I try to go ahead and get out of, like, break out of the little shell just a little bit today and use different products. I am also really liking how everything is looking. All the products that I use I pretty much loved, and they're actually looking really nice still. So again, to everybody who is returning, welcome back to my channel. And to those who don't know who I am, I'm Elizabeth. Bienvenidos a mi canal. Thank you guys for tuning in and for coming on here. If you guys enjoy this video, or if you guys enjoy watching my videos, go ahead and make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my social medias. That is where I'm most active, mainly on Instagram. I will go ahead and link that, and I do have a TikTok, but I don't ever do TikToks because makeup is my thing, dancing is not. So I will still link everything down below. So yeah, so let's be friends. If you guys would like to see how I achieved this look and created it, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start priming the face. I'm gonna be using, of course, my Too Faced Hangover Primer. I love this one. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. My hands are clean. Okay, you guys, make sure you guys are washing you guys' hands, sanitize it and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my face. I like it because I do have very, very dry skin. So when I do like my primers, I love to put this on the very bottom, even if I end up using something different. Of course, I went ahead and did everything else before already, like my skincare routine already. I'm also going to be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I've used it several times, but I don't really know how I like it. Maybe it's just because I purchased so many new primers that I've been trying them all out and I haven't actually stuck to just one. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my eyes. Now I'm going to be going in with the Soft Ochre MAC Paint Pod, and this is just one of the new products also that I purchased. I've used it a couple times and it works really great. I'm going to go in with my Sedona Lace EB13, my handy dandy brush that I use for basically anything cream on my eyes or around my eyes. I did put the base, the concealer on my eyes, which does act as a base, but I just like that reassurance as well, and I want to know that it is kind of just blanking everything out, all of the discoloration on my eyes. Okay, well, I'm gonna start by actually using this palette by Juvia's. It is a Dulce palette, and I'm gonna start off by taking this shade right here. I don't know the actual color, but I'm gonna be taking it on a Morphe M504. It's just a very, very large fluffy brush. I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting that into my crease. So as you guys can tell, that it's basically just smoked out on this side. That's just basically what I want to do on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Blood Sugar palette. I'm going to be using this shade right here called Cavity, and I'm going to be using that on my Morphe M441. This one, I am going to go ahead and keep it more within the crease. I don't want it to go out too far, like blending out. I kind of just want to establish that into my crease. I'm not really going to do much besides the patting motions. As you can tell, they stamp pretty pigmented, at least really, really good. So I'm just going to dab it into that shade Cavity, and I'm just going to go ahead and start pressing it into that crease, and if it gets on the eyelid, that's fine. And definitely you don't want to just go right in. You want to just work it in there. You don't want to just go straight in and then like stamp a lot of it. You can always add more product, but you cannot take away, so just going very lightly. Okay, so I'm just actually going to use that same one. So this is basically the area I use for that shade Cavity. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around, and it still has a little bit of that shade, but it's okay. It's not going to kill us. And I am going to go back into that Dulce palette and use this shade right in the middle. It's kind of like a magenta color. I think it's just very beautiful. So we're going to go back into that shade Cavity, and I'm just wanting to pack that back on because I don't want to lose that pink shade. And at this point, I'm going to be going back and forth, just adding so I can get that shade that I'm desiring and have in mind. Now I'm going to be going in with the Morphe 506. It's just a very small blending brush and back into that first shade that we use from the Dulce palette. And I am going to go ahead and start by blending above. I'm going to bring it up to like the middle of my brow right here in this area, kind of within this area, but I don't want to bring it up too much to be in my brow bone. Just enough to where it looks very, very beautifully like gradient. Okay guys, next, so I'm going to go into the shade Prick with the Morphe M441. Again, we're going to go ahead and put this in that crease, but we're going to kind of keep it a little bit lower. Okay, so I decided I do want a little bit more depth in it, so I'm going to be using these two shades down here. They're one of the darkest shades. Obviously, these are the darkest, including that one, but I'm wanting to go in with these ones. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. It's just in the shade Light Sand. I'm going to be using this to do that like halo eye. I'm going to start off using my Southern Lace EB21. Okay, so now I am just taking that smaller Morphe brush, and I'm going to be taking that shade Tarte and Puffs from the Dulce palette and just adding it to that middle right there to give me that halo effect now. And I am just trying to create the perfect shape, kind of blend it out a little bit, and I'm just going to be going back and forth with that. Okay, back to the Blood Sugar palette. I am taking the Morphe M506 and those 4 shades and just go ahead and blend out those edges to make it more seamless. Okay, so now that I went ahead and got the eyes how I want them, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the NYX Vinyl. It's the same as the matte. If you don't like a glossy liner, then you're not going to like this one. If you want the matte one, they do have the mattes. I really love NYX. I think they're very affordable. Their products are really good. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to actually do a full out wing. I just kind of want to put a little something on that top lash line because I am going to be applying some lashes. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the eyes. Now I'm going to work on the bottom lash line. I normally do not ever do it first, but if anybody who follows me on Instagram knows I love Sarai, Karen, I love her. And one of the things I seen on one of her videos is that she did the bottom before she did like her foundation. So I'm going to try that today. I normally don't, but I'm going to try something different. So I did go ahead and add that shade Cavity as my waterline, my waterline color. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a Morphe M432. I want to add a little bit more color. I know I have the pink already, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this shade right here. It's a purple, it's really pretty. I want to go ahead and add that close to that waterline. So I'm gonna be taking this, it's just like a plain, it's like a flat straight across brush, and so I'm gonna go ahead and take that right underneath it and try to get as close to that lash line as I can. So next I'm gonna go on my Morphe M506. It's just a very small blending brush, very precise, and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this one. It is called Prick, and I'm going to go ahead and blend underneath that purple, kind of smoke it down a little bit. I don't want it to be too harsh. I just want to blend out those edges on that purple. That one's called Root Canal, by the way. I didn't think I told you guys that one, that purple. So I'm going to go ahead and go underneath Root Canal with the shade Prick, and I'm going to just blend it and smoke it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the skin. I did already do like my skin prep before. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I purchased it and I honestly only used it maybe a couple times, and it's just been in my collection since. I haven't really used it much, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this one today. I remember not really caring for it too much. Hopefully I like it because, like I said, I've only used it maybe a couple times, so it's pretty much brand new. And my cousin actually recommended it to me. I don't know if she actually uses it anymore. Hopefully this one is a yay, and hopefully it's the right shade. Make sure you guys are always getting your ears, because I swear it just really bothers me when I see people have their foundation and their ears are looking a little different. So I need y'all to make sure you guys are getting your ears. So it does dry down pretty fast. I feel like it. Yeah, it dries down pretty fast. So I would say if you're using it, definitely just use it on one side at a time. It's good in coverage. It just dries down really fast. I try to avoid stuff like that that dries down, whether it's concealer, definitely if it's foundation, because I like to work and I don't want to feel like I have to hurry up and then not really blend it out to my liking. Definitely it dries down pretty fast, but the coverage is actually really great. Maybe that's what it was. I like the coverage, I just didn't like how fast it dried down. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with two different concealers. I'm gonna be using two different shades of the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna be going in with Light Sand and then Light Medium Honey. These paired together, I really love it. So with that Sedona Lace EB13, I just put a little bit of that light medium honey on the back of my hand. I'm going to just be using that to kind of get a little bit more within this area right here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the lighter shade, the Light Sand, and this one is going to be for brightening. In certain areas in your face you want to make it lighter, while other areas you want to sculpting your face, making it look a little slimmer, making it look a little bit more, you know, dimensional. You have more depth to your face. I'm also going to go ahead and cream contour the nose. So I'm just going to be using a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm just going to use it right here in this area. I don't want to get it too far up. So I'm going to put a little bit on my chin. And just like one little swipe. Okay, so the two powders I'm going to be using is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder, and then I'm going to be using, of course, my Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I love these two. They are honestly really great. They're my favorite, but I like to mix them both. And I've really been into this Laura Mercier sponge. And the rest of it, which is not much left in. I'm just gonna kind of get that all over the face. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and put some color back into my face. I'm going to be using my Benefit Hoola bronzer and the Morphe R2 brush. And of course, I'm just going to be bronzing it. And again, don't forget to get your guys' ears. And then for my face, because I have a round face, I'm going to go ahead and just do this motion right here. I don't really want to get my jaw too much because I feel like it's going to make me look a little bit more blocked. So I'm just going to get down here and hopefully bronze and shadow that second chin of mine that I do not want to show. And then of course I do bring down my bronzer. To do a little bit more of the bronzing, I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Gold Chocolate Soleil. There are like little specks of like kind of like a gold shimmer in here. It does not look like that when you put it on the face. It just looks very beautiful, again, with that kind of inner glow look that I feel like everybody loves. So I'm going to take a large stippling brush. This is the Sedona Lace 813. I use this one all the time, and I'm just going to kind of blend out any of those harsh lines. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Milani Romantic Rose blush. It's just a very beautiful blush. It does have a little bit of a shimmer to it, kind of like a sheen to it, not necessarily a shimmer. And I think that's going to look really beautiful with my look. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Luminoso blush by Milani as well. And again, with that R10, I don't know if I told you guys that earlier, that's a blush brush I'm going to be using. I'm just going to put a little bit on top. This one has a little bit of like a highlight, like sheer glow. Put a little bit on my nose. I love the look of it on your nose, by the way. Some people don't. I really do. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that big stippling brush and just kind of blend everything, all the edges. You don't want it to be too harsh. I'm also going to bake just on the side, taking that big Laura Mercier powder little puff. That's what I'm going to be using. Okay, so I do only leave that on for maybe about a minute or so, just because I don't want it to be too harsh. For a highlight, I always go for the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. However, like I said, I'm trying to get out of doing the same things and using the same products, even though they're great products, and I probably will still use them on a day-to-day basis. I did want to go ahead and use this shade from the Dolce palette by Juvia's, and it's going to be this shade that I use on my eyes. I think it's such a beautiful shade. It just looks very, very nice. It kind of has like a holographic look to it. I do go between using these brushes right here. This is the Luxie 522 tapered highlighter, and then I also use the Morphe M510. I go between them both. I think when I use the Luxie, I've been using it for quite a bit of time now. I'm gonna go ahead and wet it just a little bit with some Fix Plus. So again, just that top shade right there. And then use that. It has kind of like a pink holographic undertone, and that's what I really wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on with this L'Oreal. It is the Butterfly Sculpt mascara, and I'm gonna get the bottom lashes. I feel like this mascara is really good at just getting all of those lashes. I'm going to be taking that Morphe M213. It's just a very, very small brush. I'm also going to be taking the Fix Plus, just kind of running it through there. I'm going to be taking that same shade I used. Well, I'm going to be taking a little bit of both of them, and I'm going to be putting that right here. I did put it before I did my concealer. However, it has kind of swiped off a little bit. I definitely want it to pop and to be able to see it. And that is also the reason why I use the Fix Plus. And the reason why I had this part right here, I told you don't bring it up all the way, is because I want to go ahead and put a little bit more in that area. And as you can tell, when you turn, it just looks really, really nice. I don't want it to go down too much. You never want it to go down too much. Just enough so when you turn, you can see it, and it looks very, very nice, and it looks very flattering too. And a little bit down the bridge of my nose. I'm gonna go ahead and be using nude beige. This one is my favorite. Bring that color in just slightly. Okay, so I'm going to be using a Too Faced Melted Matte, and this is in the shade, I think it's Melted Ice Cream. Yeah, Melted Ice Cream. It is a part of the Candy collection. However, I'm sure you can find a shade that is pretty close to this. Another shade that looks really, really nice, like if you were to put it on top of this, is the Maybelline Baddest Beige. This is a very good one too. I thought about using it, but I kind of want a matte look. I don't really want shine or anything like that. Okay guys, so this is the final look. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. And like I said, I am very, very happy with how it turned out. And I hope you guys enjoy this look. I hope you guys subscribe and become part of the family so that we can continue to share looks and interact and be friends. So again, thank you guys for watching and taking your time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys on my next one.